I accidentally caused my parents' divorce. When I was 8, I thought I was being the world's most helpful son, but I destroyed my family in the worst way possible. My parents had been tense for months, and Mom kept coming home late from work, and Dad would ask where she'd been, and she'd say meetings or traffic or the store, but she never had groceries, and she was always on her phone now, smiling at the screen, typing fast, then flipping it face down, and she'd take calls in weird places like the garage, or sitting in her car in our driveway for 20 minutes, and Dad noticed everything. He stopped joking around, and he'd watch her constantly like he was studying her, and every conversation felt like code, and I just wanted them happy again. So when Dad sat me down one afternoon, I saw my chance to help. Dad kept his voice casual. "Does your mom ever mention anyone from her office? Anyone she works with a lot?" I got excited. "Oh yeah, she talks about this guy from accounting all the time. He brings her coffee every morning, the fancy kind she likes with caramel. He makes her laugh with his funny stories. He helps her with all her projects and stays late with her." I went on and on because I was proud of knowing about Mom's life, and Dad's face changed while I talked, and the color drained out and his jaw got tight, but he kept his voice calm. "Tell me more about him," or "What else does Mom say?" So I told him everything about how Mom said he was really smart and how they had lunch meetings and how she mentioned he understood her better than anyone and how he made the long days easier and how he texted her funny memes she'd laugh at during dinner, and I thought I was helping Dad understand why Mom was stressed, but I wasn't. Dad asked me not to tell Mom we talked. "This is just between us, okay, buddy? Our little secret." I felt special, like we were a team. 2 days later, I came home from school to find Dad at the kitchen table with stacks of printed papers everywhere, and phone records and text message printouts and credit card statements, and he'd been digging through everything and collecting evidence for weeks, and my conversation gave him exactly what he needed to confront her. When Mom got home, Dad spread the papers across the table. "How long have you been planning to leave me for him?" Mom froze in the doorway. "What are you talking about? Don't play dumb. I have everything right here. Hundreds of texts, phone calls at midnight, secret lunch dates, coffee meetings before work." Mom's voice cracked. "He's just a friend. I needed someone to talk to because you've been so cold and distant." Dad slammed his hand on the table and papers flew everywhere. "Cold? You've been having an affair and I'm the problem?" Then he pointed at me. "Your son confirmed everything. Weeks ago. He told me all about your special friend, the coffee dates, the late nights, the texts during dinner." Mom looked at me, and I'll never forget her face because it wasn't angry but hurt and shocked. "What did you say to him?" I started crying because I finally understood I'd done something terrible. "I was just answering his questions. I didn't know it was bad. I thought I was helping you." Mom closed her eyes and tears ran down her face. "You have no idea what you've done." That was the last real conversation they had that didn't involve lawyers. Dad moved out 2 weeks later and started the divorce process, and he used my testimony with the phone records to prove Mom's affair, and Mom had to admit to the emotional cheating, and she tried to get shared custody, but Dad fought hard and painted Mom as an unfaithful wife, and he won primary custody, and Mom got every other weekend and Wednesday dinners. I'd wanted to help my parents and make them closer, but I'd handed Dad the ammunition he needed to destroy Mom in court, and I'd been the witness in my own family's destruction. The guy from accounting vanished from Mom's life, and the divorce was final by Christmas, and Dad got the house, and Mom moved into a tiny apartment and got a new job. And me, I lived with the guilt, and Mom never blamed me directly, and she'd tell me it wasn't my fault, that I was just a kid, but things were never the same, and there was always this distance, and this careful way she'd talk to me like she couldn't fully trust me. Dad never apologized for using me, and he seemed to think he'd done the right thing, but I noticed how he'd look at me when he thought I wasn't paying attention, like he wasn't sure if I understood what we'd done together. I wanted my parents happy again, all because I answered a simple question.